bring to us our General Secretary, the Reverend Chris Kinyanjui, who is married to his lovely wife Ongeshi, and they have 3 daughters, Utugi, Tanya, and I think Toria. It should be Toria and Tanya. We want to receive you as a family, as a package coming to us this season. We pray that the Lord will bless you in multiple ways. He will bless you here, He will bless you at home, He will bless you with even an increase with the fruit of the womb. because things happen as you come. Tabitha will be going, and another one will be on queue. And, it's possible that it can also happen to you. And so the blessings of God make rich and add no sorrow. And so we rejoice in God's blessings, and you are one of those blessings. Please come and speak to us. Thank you very much.
God is good.
All the time.
And all the time?
God is good, and that is His nature.
That is His nature. God is always good, in spite of everything. I know I have been gone for 5 years from the council, but I don't think I actually left. I don't think I actually left because I have held very many meetings with the DGS here, the GS, Jagi, Crispus, over many things that affected the council and the country. And then I still remain the chairman of this idea. And the chairman of this idea, Sako, and the housing.
And I remember the last meeting we had here.
So the last meeting was the most dramatic, but I'm sure many others. And staff of the council called me when they want loans and talk, and we are working closely with Makongo, Mutiso, Tabira, Doreen, and many others to solve problems of people. So I really can't say that I left, because I was always in the corridors around here, either coming to talk to Susie, because salaries are delayed and money has to be paid to this idea, or talking to GS and DGS about IBC, whether IBC should be disbanded or not, whether the executive should be expanded or not, and so on. So I can't really say I left. I have been following up some stories that we had started with some of the staff who are building. I remember we have been talking with Agneta, I can see she's... So I keep asking her, is the house ready? And I hope it's now ready. But if it's not ready, we'll pick it up from there. So I am actually surprised that I can remember the faces of people here. I think only, is it Patricia? Purity, who I'm told reported today? Yes, the new one. Yes, the newest. And perhaps, I think we have met. We have met a few times in finance. And I think I saw her first yesterday. So I have less than 10 people in this room that I can really say are new to me. And that for me is a joy. When I went to Murang'a, I had interacted with the staff of Murang'a County Assembly, and I had interacted with the MCAs. In fact, the MCAs are the ones who encouraged me to apply. And I refused. And they encouraged me until they told the speaker to call me. And that is how I applied and went there. So I went when already I knew like most of the people there. And they had been trained by me. So it's the same thing that I feel here. That I have met with you, and we have dealt with you in many ways other than just being GS. And for me, today is a very historic day, because it's a day for us to just begin a journey together. A journey in spite of the context. And I'm happy that the DGS has painted the context. And sometimes context can be very gloomy. And we divide views of the world in pessimistic and optimistic. You can say there are very many dark things, and you can paint that picture of the future in very dark things and gloom and things that are going wrong. But there is also very many things that are going right. Very many things that God has created for us. Very many things that are in store. In fact, God says that when we pray, He is going to give us more than we can ask, more we can even think or even imagine. But I know we sometimes fear to think, and we fear to ask, and we fear to imagine. Because whatever you can conceive in your mind and whatever you can ask God for, if it is in His will, He will provide for us. So I want to come with a message of hope that in spite of where we are, in spite of the situation that we have, what we are going through now, God is with us. God is present. And we are here to actually get through it. And only us can work towards getting through it. And God is going to help us in that journey. For those who have been in the council longer, you know this is not the first time. I'm sure Susie, who interviewed me for the first time in this room, when before I came to the council in 2004, I think. The council has gone through difficult times, but the council has been strong. If the council has survived for 107 years, it will surely survive for many more years. And we are the people that God is going to use to make it survive. So I'm very glad and I'm very happy to come here. I'm still winding up in Muranga, so I'm still receiving a lot of calls and so on, but I want to leave properly so that I leave them to move on. They are still looking for another clerk. For those who attended the service, you had the speakers cry for another person, but we are praying and we are seeking. And if any of you wants to be clerk of Muranga, I can send you there. Yes, yes, it's a job that has taught me a lot. You have seen me a few times in the press about some few issues, but they are great people. They are great opportunities and wonderful things that you have done for the people of Muranga. So I want to read a verse before I make the other comments in Matthew chapter 25. Matthew chapter 25. In verse 14. Again, the kingdom of God can be illustrated by the story of a man going on a trip. He called together his servants and entrusted his money to them while he was gone. He gave 5 bags of silver to one, 2 bags of silver to another, and 1 bag of silver to the last. This is the personal study edition of Catholic, NLT. That is why they are talking of bags of silver, not talents, as we are used to. When I say a bag, you count talents. So 5 bags, 2 bags, and the other was, he divided it in proportion to their abilities. Then he left on his trip. The servants who received the 5 bags of silver began to invest the money and earned 5 more. The servant with 2 bags of silver also went to work and earned 2 more. But the servant who received the 1 bag of silver dug a hole in the ground and hid the master's money. After a long time, the master returned from his trip and called them to give an account of how they had used the money. The servant to whom he had entrusted the 5 bags of silver came forward with the 5 more and said, Master, you gave me 5 bags of silver to invest, and I have earned 5 more. The master was full of praise. Well done, my good and faithful servant. You have been faithful in handling this small amount. So now I'll give you many more responsibilities. Let's celebrate together. The servant who had received the 2 bags of silver came forward and said, Master, you gave me 2 bags of silver to invest. I have earned 2 more. The master said, Well done, my good and faithful servant. You have been faithful in handling this small amount, so now I will give you many more responsibilities. Let's celebrate together. Then the servant with the 1 bag of silver came and said, Master, I knew you were a harsh man, harvesting crops that you did not plant, gathering crops you did not cultivate. I was afraid I would lose your money, so I hid it in the earth. Look, here is your money back. And the master replied, You wicked and lazy servant, if you knew I harvested crops I didn't plant and gathered crops I didn't cultivate, why didn't you deposit my money in the bank? At least I could have gotten some interest on it. Then he ordered, Take the money from this servant and give it to the one with the 10 bags of silver. Those who use well what they are given, even more will be given, and they will have an abundance. But from those who do nothing, even what little they have will be taken away. Now throw this useless servant into utter darkness, and where there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. That's a story I'm sure that you have heard many times. And it's a story that has taught me a lot. These are servants, they are given huge sums of money. A bag of silver is a lot of money. I think in another translation, it's actually like a salary for several years of a person. You imagine your salary for 5 years, you are given then. Utafanya nini nayo? Utafanya nini nayo then? 5 years, tukupatie na bag. When uka-invest? Uka-invest in a new.
One talent was worth 20 years of wage.
20 years of wage.
One.
So your salary for 20 years. It was big amount of money. It was not small money. Yeah? So 20 years of your wages, you can imagine, of your salary. And you're paid in advance. Go and invest. Yeah? Pengine utapeleka jisaidie pesa tayari. Then you want some interest. It is actually mind-boggling what this story tells us about. So these servants, 2 of them went and invested, and they got double. So the one who was given 20 years of his salary, because I'm sure all of them were not being paid the same.
5.
Yeah.
So it is almost 100 years.
Yes, like 100 years of your salary. Yeah? So it was quite a good sum of money. And he went and invested and brought double. And the second one who had 2, he also brought double. And the master was very happy because he had been gone and invested. And I can tell you for sure, in this world there are very many people who are willing to give you money, as long as you can promise that you will invest and pay it back, and give it back. And that is what this servant did. But the last one is the one who paid it. He did not lose it. That's something that I haven't had very many preachers preach. So when I'm preaching, I always bring it out. The last servant never lost his 1 bag of silver. He never lost it. He brought it back intact. He did not steal it. He did not even, he kept it safe and brought it back. What if he had lost it? Just what if? Unajua pesa imepoteana. Yeah? Pesa huwa imepotea. Pesa iko na miguu, as they say. So if it had gotten lost, what do you think the master would have done? Something worse than throwing him out, isn't it? And then rejecting him. But he brought it back, and even what he brought back, it was taken and given to the man who had, the servant who had invested and brought back a double, the 10 bags of silver. So this is the responsibility that we have in the council at this moment. We are not the only servants that God is working with, but we are the servants who are here now. There's nobody who is doing your role in the council other than you. Because in the council there will be always one administrator in a certain corner. There will be only one accountant for resorts. There will be one accountant for programs. There will be another program manager for something. There will be one resort manager. There will be one director in Fungamano. There will be one director for programs. There will be, those roles are defined. And they are defined in documents that are in the council. And that is also how God works. He gives us those roles depending on our abilities. So the first thing is for us to accept this is our role. And this is our responsibility. I was here as a senior program officer. I have remained here as the chairman of the CID, and I have done my job as the chairman of the CID. Pretty well. I know the DGS was not always happy with me because I kept telling him that salary is blood. And it was tears, and he didn't like that theology.
That theology.
They told him that there is also theology of work.
Now, Jesus.
Because I kept telling them with tears that the people at work, they deserve to be paid. Because that is their blood. And they were telling me the theology of work. I never understood the theology of work. Because work then means that they have already worked. So there was now the theology. Applied it. So, likewise, in this passage, everybody has a role. It is very critical as we start working. Please understand your role. A lot of conflict you find in departments is when the driver wants to be there, the regional coordinator. Or the regional coordinator also wants to be the secretary. You know? So understanding your role is very critical. Because this master here, just like the council, you are given responsibilities that are according to your ability. At least the council has seen your ability, wewe unafanya kazi hii. Fanya hiyo kazi na ufanye kazi kabisa. So that like the servants who are given two, he brings double. Because in God's work, there is always profit and prosperity. There is always fruitfulness. I think that is the right word. Fruitfulness and production and productivity. God does not foresee that we are not productive. When you're given a vehicle to take care of, that vehicle must be taken care of. If you're given a hotel to run, that is the responsibility and the role that the council and God has given you. But how productive are you? Now, the worst case scenario is where you lose that which the council has given to you. So, we must guard and make sure that we are fruitful. We must guard and make sure that if it's a business that the council has given you, is profitable. If it's a program, we are getting the results and the fruitfulness. The expected results are being achieved. And remember, that is the role that you have been given. Most of the times, and because I've worked with very many people, wherever I have dealt with conflict among staff, it's always because one is trying to overstep their mandate. But if people stick in their lines, they will be productive and they will assist each other. Because there's no way that programs can work, for example, without finance. But even in Murang'a, there's always this feeling that finance is wanatukanyangia sana na pesa. Then the people who want to implement things and they want to run with the programs, they want to run with the programs as if money is not a factor. So, as the leader, I always had this balancing. And I tried very much to break the gap because even when you were here, that was a common, I'm sure Susie would know that. Because, as Mutiso says, figures don't lie, isn't it? And resources are scarce, they have to be applied. And they have to be applied properly. So that then there is productivity and we apply the resources God has given us. So let us not be lazy like the last servant. And let us not also have the attitude. What is the attitude of the that guy? That's how. He even comes and says, you know, you are a hard man. You reap where? Yeah? So, in your job and in your role, I hope that is not the attitude that you have. That the council is drinking your blood and your sweat without paying you back. We need to have an attitude where we know that that role that we are doing, let's do it. Because it would have been very easy for the servant to say, take back your money, I am not going to invest it. But he was even asked, why didn't you take it to the bank? Because I would have earned around 12% or 10% or 6% in Kasatayari, which is idea. So let us be productive. I think that is the refrain that I want us to have, just like the two servants. The situation as it is in the country, the economy is a bit in a state of fluidity. But I believe in the God who provides, particularly when the situation is dire. Because how else then are you going to prove, is he going to prove that he's God? If he doesn't provide food in the desert, manna from heaven. So we will obviously manage the situation. And as I said, will be guided by purpose, people, and prosperity. Purpose because we do have a purpose. Every role that you play here has a purpose. We must see it as a necklace that combines together to make a necklace. Yours is a bead that combines. But if that bead is not there, is that necklace a proper necklace? Everything is a chain. So if we are not doing the right thing, if that car is not driven properly, or if that report is not done on time, we are missing something. So all of us, let us learn from Matthew chapter 25, verse 14 to 30, that we do have a role, and that role must be played properly. And if we pull all of us together, you will see how fast we are going to turn around our fortunes. I would like us as soon as possible to be paying our salaries on time. Because that one, the theology that DTS was not accepting, now we are the one preaching it. But it's not just about preaching, because preaching is once, but also praying and working daily, so that we make sure that all our units are self-sustainable and we are producing enough for us to eat, and not eating more than we are producing. So we will focus on purpose. We do know the purpose. For you, focus on the purpose of your job. Mimi najua kazi yangu kama TS. DTS ako hapa anajua kazi yake. HR ako hapa, Susie ako hapa na programs. Let us, if we do our job, I can tell you for sure, it will take us a very short time to turn around our fortunes, because I know we can, and I have faith in all of us. The second thing is the people. Sometimes when we say the council is for the people, we don't realize that we are the people in this room. We are the first line of who the people are. We are the council. When I was here, some of the members of staff used to tell us that we always go out there to do things for the people, and we don't do things for those who are here. I hope that has changed. Yes? So that is something, yes, that we have to work. Charity begins at home. So you are the people. When I was in Moranga, I was accused of being too generous to the staff. In terms of trainings, in terms of exposure, and in terms of just supporting them to do the job that they want to do. I hope I'll be accused of the same here. So give me good reason to be accused, so that we build ourselves. And because we are the first line, we are actually the council. And then we make sure that we reach out to the membership of the churches. Our churches have very many needs, which we can provide solutions for. And then, of course, the public, the wananchi. the council is such, everybody is a stakeholder in the council. Everybody. Even the hawkers and the beggars and everybody. They are looking forward to seeing us, how we shall be able to discharge our duties. And then I've already talked about prosperity. And that chapter, that was, the parable of the talent will be one of our guiding philosophy and theology. Theology of work and play. Yes? Obviously, those who are lazy, we will deal with them like the Bible says. But those that are productive, we will obviously do the needful. So prosperity is something that we have to look at in a very different light. God does not envisage loss-making processes. God does not engage in those kind of processes. So it is upon us to actually think very critically. And this we call upon particularly the management, because they are offering leadership, that we must think and think very clearly on how we can turn around most of our units and most of our programs and most of our projects so that we make them prosper. If they are not fruitful, if a plant does not produce seeds, then it can't continue in the future. The council has been here for all those years because it is productive and because also it's adapting to context and change. So we will adopt to change. And I'm opening the ground for us to think of all the ideas that you have. I want to alert you that Kenya has changed. Kenya has changed so much, and the world is even changing faster. And the only thing that is constant now is change. We are even changing the money. I mean, for some of us, we only know the money we have now. Tulikuta hiyo 500 ikiwa hivyo, imekaa hivyo. So the money, the new money that has even a different texture is very different. So we are changing a lot of things. The new constitution brought so much change in this country that it was almost a tsunami. And that change can affect organizations. You have seen civil society. For those like Jagge who are there, civil society used to demonstrate and come here to tell our boss then, Mukava, that he should support or reject the constitution around 2005. But those civil society are not there because things are changing. And the West is also changing. You have seen how UK is yumba-yumba. Somebody was even saying that our foreign minister has gone there to broker peace between Corbyn and Johnson. So we do have a challenge, and the US is also not very stable. So perhaps we'll be the stable countries that are going to be stabilizing others. But we do have a challenge, we do have a job to do, and we shall do it together. So prosperity for all, starting with ourselves and spreading it to our churches and to the Kenyans. And I think it is possible, and we can do it together. The council was formed to bring in the unity of the churches. And the unity of the church has been tested with the appointment of the GS that you saw in the papers. But now we are beyond there. I have met with almost all those people who are involved, plus others. And we have consulted very widely with the churches. And now it's over. So I'm urging particularly the staff, because I've had a chance to work with very politically motivated staff. In Morangi. It is usually very interesting because we normally go with politicians and sort out the mess and turn 360 degrees. Then what happens to the staff? Waiting for the green light to come. And sometimes even the politicians are the ones who tell, oh, so-and-so was saying this and this. Because for them, they don't have secrets. Even now they are telling me what they are saying, Puko, and they want me to take action. So it is very important for staff to know that now, GS Amefi So hakuna mwingine anagojewa. So now the only thing you can do is to start working. And because everybody has a role, we start moving forward. We'll sort out our processes and make sure that we are efficient, we are effective, and we move towards prosperity. All ideas that you have, my door is open. You can reach me on phone, you can reach me on any format, and for those that are here, and I will not always be here, I'll also be moving to the other units. Please talk to me. All the ideas that you have, all the problems that you think are there, because we do have problems, please also come with an answer. With a solution. You know? It is one thing to talk, yes, so and so is, so and this is happening. But it's also another thing to also think 2 or 3 ways that we can solve that problem. Because the GS also here and the DGS does not have, what is it called? All the solutions. Yeah? We might have more information than you on everything, but we do not have more solutions than you. So we want a participatory council where everybody takes part in solving the problems that we have. And also creating new challenges that we can be able to overcome so that the council will have an impact in the lives of its staff, its members, and their common management. So please, come. Even the crazy ideas. You know, the world is now where we are only looking for ideas that can actually change, that can disrupt. Like the way Uber came and changed the taxi business. The way M-Pesa came and changed the way we transact. If the council doesn't have a big idea, and you know how you create a big idea? A big idea is one that is wanted by more than 1 million people in 6 months. So those are the ideas I'm looking for. And I know I have the best brains in this room and the council. Let us get how we can actually change Kenya, how we can make the country a better place, and how we can make the council a better place. We do have the results, the hospitals, we even have SNEP. One of the things that we are going to do is to make sure that we are working together. I know sometimes we used to feel like we never used to know that even SNEP, some staff will not even know that SNEP is part of NCSK. And I remember sometimes I used to go there to negotiate for a program to be implemented, and even the staff of SNEP don't feel like they are part of NCSK. So I want to have a BBI of sorts, a building bridges within the country, so that we feel like we are together. Because the future is for big things. If you are small, we'll be swallowed. But if you are big, we can be able to do things. And we need to start seeing how we can be able to build the bridges among ourselves, and so that we can be able to move forward. So let us support the unity of the church, the unity of the staff, the unity of the people of Kenya, and we shall move on together. For Purity, who has just arrived, karibu sana. I don't think I am as new as you are, but I'm sure you learn quickly how to move on. So with those few remarks, I wish to thank you very much. I ask you for your prayers, for your cooperation, for your ideas. We are listening. We are listening. Even the management, I ask you, all of you, to listen, because we have a council to run. And the word council means, the council is the people. The council is the people, starting with us and staff. So let us listen to the people, and we shall never go wrong. Thank you very much, and God bless you.